Hey, today's topic is finding the one. And we just want to give you a few steps on when are you ready to receive him.
All right.
All right. So the first one is prepare yourself, be completely healed.
Oh, gosh, yes.
So I think a lot of times we jump prematurely into relationships before we have completely healed. And I don't even necessarily mean just healed from the last relationship. Not just that, but healed from whatever that is weighing us down.
Relationship trauma. And that could be from an ex. That could be from a mother, father.
Yeah. You know.
Sibling.
Any type of trauma that is preventing you from moving to the next stage, you may want to think about taking care of that first.
How do you know if you are fully healed?
I think it's one of those things where it depends what it is. So if it's a old past relationship, when you see them, do you get this instant disgust?
Yeah.
You mean like, yeah, you
No. I mean like, yeah, I understand.
Ask yourself a series of questions.
Yeah.
You know, do you forgive that person? And not only forgive, are you really able to move past it?
And do you forgive yourself?
Do you forgive yourself?
Yeah.
And then when something is brought up to remind you of that person, are you okay with talking about it without, feeling hurt again?
What place does it bring you to when you think about them?
Like, what emotion comes from it when you talk about, that, whatever.
And another thing with the ex, too, is, like, do you wish the best for them? Because I think that a lot of times when you forgive somebody, you wish the best for them, even if that means that's not with you. And I think that takes a big person.
Yeah.
But I think it's a huge part of healing.
Yeah. And a lot of times with women, how we know we're not completely over it is when our ex gets into another relationship and
we're ready to cut her. Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it stings a little bit and you ready to cut her. So we're not saying that you should be best friends with your ex when you heal.
Yeah, that ain't none of your place. That's not your place.
But we're just saying, how do you know? I think counseling probably be the best thing to do with that. All right, another one. Get into position to receive him. Okay?
What does that mean, Nickaboo?
Okay, so with me, that is more or less like do the work.
Do the work.
You know what I mean? Find out what you like, don't like. Not only that, put yourself, like, you're not going to find him at home. You know what I mean?
Well,
like,
if he's a mailman.
Oh, he's a mailman. Yeah.
Hey,
but
sister.
My mailmen are very, like, my daddy's age. So.
Well, wait a minute, because the last place I used to live, my mailman looked like Idris Elba. He did. We was gonna get married in my head.
So yeah, the mailman could be, he could be like, yes.
He did like Idris.
But yeah, you still need to get in place to receive him. Whether that is start getting out, doing things. Yeah, I think you just need to get in place. Like, you're not gonna, unless, your mailman look fly like Mr. Mailman Idris Elba,
he did,
then, you're not gonna, like, my man and I, whoever he is, we both need to get their behinds out the house, unless we gonna just be running each other to the grocery store, and I don't like no one there. So, you just have to prepare yourself getting in place.
And I think there's more to add to that, too. Prepare yourself as far as your purpose. I love how you said getting to know who you are and what you love.
Yeah.
I know from experience, somebody asked me one time, like, so what do you like to do? And I was blank, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
So definitely get to know yourself. I've grown from that. But anyway, get to know yourself. Get yourself in the position spiritually, mentally, physically. If you work out, do what you got to do, honey.
Yeah. So, what do you feel about being open-minded?
About what?
How some women, they may not literally wrote it down, but we all have our list guide in our head.
We do have our list guide.
A lot of times with me, I tell people all the time, I want a guy who pretty much is the same as me. No kids, never been married, blah, blah, blah. You know, if I close myself only to those people, then I may pass on someone who's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, just because he's been married or have kids.
And what do they say? Like, when we make plans, God laughs.
Yeah.
Because my plan was to marry Michael B. Jordan, and that was my list guy. And the only thing that was on the list is that his name was Michael with a B in the middle, Jordan, who loves Wakanda. And, you know, it didn't, it's not going to work out that way. I think it's important to have that person has the same basic foundation, beliefs, values, morals that you have. You know, those are definitely key things. But when you get into looks and what they drive and how much money they make,
superficial.
Yeah, when you start being superficial with your list, I think that's where you really need to be open-minded about.
Another one I believe is one that a lot of women drop the ball on, and is take heed to the warning signs.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You know,
we so hard-headed.
Very. And we make excuses like, well, he just had a bad day.
Sign.
Like, he has a lot of bad days, girl.
Sign.
You know, yeah. Like, are you constantly making excuses for the man in your life?
God, show me some sign.
That black eye that you cover up with makeup, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, and that goes to, you know, you're not healing from the past. Because there's something about the past that is telling you you're not deserving of someone to treat you the way you deserve to be treated.
Yeah.
I'm not saying to just, you know, someone hit you and that's it. I'm just saying, period. You deserve much more than a man who's not willing to put in the work himself to keep you.
And if you stumbled on step 4, I think it's time for you to go back to step 1, which is basically preparing yourself. Because in all, preparing yourself is really just understanding your worth.
Yeah, exactly. Another thing I wrote down was be patient and know God's at work. Once you get that blessing, don't forget God wants you to receive that blessing. Continue to seek his guidance. So pretty much, kind of worded kind of funny, but pretty much God wants the same thing you want. He wants you to prosper into this relationship. And when he gives that to you, don't forget to constantly seek his guidance with that.
She better preach. She better preach.
Yeah, because I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was watching Pastor Mike.
Yes.
Transformation Church on YouTube. Check it out. And, you know, one of the things he said was that I love is he mentioned how, you know, God would give us just enough. Because if he gives it all to you, then you will forget that you still need him.
Oh, okay.
So it's like he wants you to have this blessing, this beautiful man, you know, to be your equal, but just don't forget that you still need him. You know what I mean?
That's similar to I brought you in this world and I can take you out.
Honey, yeah, that man be good. You know? And that comes with another thing. It's like, make sure you're equal. You know, or you're whole. You know what I mean? So you can find your equal. Make sure you want to date someone who's whole by themselves. You're whole by yourself. You know, and then y'all can come together. Like you need somebody who already know how to be, you know, whole.
You know, I was reading a book called Love, Sex, and Dating, and it's a Christian book about dating and relationships, and that's very similar to what he said in the book. He was referencing a girl who, she was fast, you know, in my terms, you know, fast, like she was just out there, out and about.
Okay, explain to the people what fast means, because we had this debate before.
Fast doesn't mean running.
Well, no, not even that. So, okay, so like where we from, fast doesn't necessarily mean that you're having sex.
Yeah, no, it doesn't mean that.
It pretty much means you're, you know, you get around, but that doesn't,
it doesn't have to mean you have relations.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to mean that, because we had this discussion before at work, you know, where we from, it doesn't necessarily always mean you're having sex, but you still fast in the pants because you kind of,
yeah, you out there. You do what you do. So this chick, she was fast, and you know, she was always going out meeting guys at bars and at the club and stuff. And then she went to church a couple Sundays with her friend, and she seen this guy that was really nice looking, and she started to really crush on him. And she told her mom about him, and her mom was like, well, you might want somebody like him, baby. He doesn't want anybody like you. And it kind of hit her like, oh, wow. And everybody would think that that's something harsh to say, but it's actually realistic.
Yeah.
You can't expect more from someone than what you're already giving. So when you take time to get to know and follow these steps, then you can really learn how to love yourself and be respectful of yourself so that you can attract someone who's like-minded.
Amen. And then I think my last point is, you know, it's very important for us to remember that Sarah in the Bible, God made her wait 90 years to have her first child. Mm-hmm. And I think that is very important to remember because it helps us to understand God is a God who has no time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're not on your time, we're on his.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, you may be... stop listening to the word, the standard of this world that it says that when you 30, you supposed to have a man
that you was married with since you were 19 or 20.
Yeah. Just because you're 35, you should already had your first child. You should have been married. You know, stop trying to conform to the standard of this world.
Yeah.
I am freaking in my 30s. Manless, childless, and I am completely fine. And if I'm 40 years old and still manless and childless, then that's fine. You know what I mean? If my man doesn't come until I'm 50, then I'm going to wait.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I'm just saying, I want to do this right the first time, and I don't want to struggle to make... Like, a lot of time, these relationships, it's like... Yeah, you going to have a 30, 40-year relationship, a marriage, a beautiful marriage, but it's like, I don't want to struggle to get to that point.
No, like, are you talking about an easy bake oven relationship where it seems like it was just too easy, but then you take it out the oven, it was gooey in the middle? Or do you want a slow-cooked Sunday dinner?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about the slow cook with the roast beef. I'm hungry. But anyway, so yes, but that... So... You know, and we were kind of discussing this earlier off camera, but we were talking about how, like, she was saying that she wanted to make sure that when she got married, she wanted to spend time and get to know her husband and love him and love their relationship for at least 3 years, maybe 4 years before they have children. And I am totally in agreement. Like, I started having children when I was 24, something like that. And having children at that age... You know, me and my children's father, we spent 4 years together before we started having children. But we were 19, we were young. And so we didn't really understand what life was about. So those 4 years, although they were great, we weren't in our, you know, mindset of adults and understanding what the world was about and understanding what we were really putting ourselves through by having children. Mm-hmm. So I understand at this age now why people wait until they're 35 or 40 to get married and to... you know, start having kids, because it makes a lot of sense. You understand what life is about at that age, and you can actually bring a human being into this world and really, you know, work on nurturing them the best, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I think just like a plant, like we are all, you know, in this dating, you know, stage of our lives, you know, some of it, you know, we start with just a seed, and then eventually that seed turns into roots, and that roots turn to like a little plant, and that plant turns into a full-blown tree. Like, you have to allow yourself to, you know, grow into this beautiful thing, you know what I mean, to this full-grown plant before you realize I'm ready to date. Yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful thing just to get to know yourself.
Oh my gosh, isn't it?
I think we talked about that before.
It's great.
And it's a beautiful thing to just date yourself, know yourself.
Yes.
I mean, there's one thing that I respect about you is that there was...
This is why people don't compliment me.
No, you're right.
People don't mind. They don't compliment me because I'm so petty. But I'm going to be good this time.
Yes.
Yes, honey. Stop it.
It's just like...
Screenshot.
You know, it was that one time where, you know, you told me you went to the movies. And I'm like, oh, who you go to movies with? Myself. You know, which I thought that was amazing because a lot of people don't even want to be with themselves.
Yeah, but you want somebody else to be with you.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that you know, that before too. Yeah. It's like, if you don't want to be with you.
I love being with me.
Why make you... I'm glad she likes to be herself, because both.
Hey, girl.
I know.
She's so cool. Well, I know her.
But, all right. Well, let's just remember, greater is he who is in me than those who is of this world. So
praise dance.
Yes. Any final thoughts before we go?
No. Thanks for watching. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
That's the final thought. You should.
Yes.
Like, comment, subscribe.
That's
whatever.
step what, 6?
Step number 6. Get your life together.
Get your life.
Yes. Until next time, people. Peace.